Hello everyone and welcome to the second semi-final of the It's Gosu Month of Madness Asia tournament. We're gonna see the two big Chinese teams duking it out. It's gonna be IG versus LGD, and right now the rankings have changed on Gosugamer. Instead of having IG who is ranked 10th and LGD ranked 12th, the factor have changed. It's LGD who is actually 10th now and IG 12th. Both of them, of course, those teams are invited in the second international, and thing is, IG last time they won $35,000 as the 7th place, or actually the 5th place in the first international. And LGD will have to see what they can do right now. Again, I have to remind you they're sitting with a very high 82% win rate ratio, and IG they're sitting at only 61%. I'm saying it's only, but 61% is still very good, especially in Dota 2, where usually you can't really go over like 70-80%. The fact that LGD have 82% win rate is because they played very few games. They only started in May 2012. At least the team only appeared on scene on May 2012. The players, however, they were part of IG and Tyloo. DD was part of Tyloo. DDC was part of IG, and Xiao8 was part of IG during the first international. So those two teams each have 3 players who participated in the first international. And right now, we don't have a banning pick phase because the problem is it's again a rehost. So unfortunately, we're gonna only go for we're gonna go directly in the game, and we have Ferrari going to be playing the Templar Assassin in the mid lane. Wallawa is going to be playing the Darkseer. Joe is on the anti-mage. Chuan on the Rubik, and Tidehunter on Faith on the Tidehunter. On the other side, we have Xiao8 who plays the Brewmaster. DDC is going to be playing Lina. Yao on the Invoker. Scylla on the Morphling, and that leaves DD on the Shadow Demon, and they are all heading down to the Radiant Jungle. I might want to put the sound a bit less loud, so we don't actually destroy our ears. And there we go. So as far as the laning goes, we'll have Rubik and Tidehunter supporting the anti-mage. Mid lane is going to be Ferrari solo with the TA, and Warwife going to be soloed on the top lane. LGD on their side, they're probably going to look for a solo invoker, maybe on the mid lane or on the top lane solo. And the Brewmaster is probably going to be... Oh, actually they're going to catch up Joe, but the stun is not going to land. A bit of a mistiming here. And Faith is just going to see them walking around and leaving their jungle. And we see actually Lina and Brewmaster and Shadow Demon staying on the bottom lane. On the top lane, we already see YF going and harassing Scylla quite a bit with his Iron Shell. It still deals a pretty good amount of damage. It's 30 damage per second. So just the fact of walking around the Morphling will deal him quite a lot of damage. And both of them actually, at least only a YF is eating a Tango, and Scylla is also forced to eat one. So we'll have the Invoker against TA on the mid lane, which is a matchup we saw quite a few times already in this tournament. And on the top lane, we're gonna have the Morphling against Darkseer. But on the bottom lane, this is what we'll have to look out for. With the Shadow Demon, Lina, and Brewmaster combo, a lot of damage potential coming up from them. And usually the anti-mage would be okay because this combo relies on the fact that Brewmaster, the clap slows and also allows you to keep on doing right clicks while the enemy is trying to run away. But Joe can blink away. However, Rubik or Faith, if those guys get caught up, well, it might be very highly possible that they go down to the combo. So we're gonna have to be very careful about this bottom lane and see if anyone's going to go down to this. We see 2 Sentry Wards already used by the IG side to make sure that they don't block the jungle, and LGD actually only putting a ward here. There's another ward that either has been, it has been counter warded because there's only one ward, and there's only one ward left on the map, and there's no ward in anyone's inventory. So right now, let's take a look at the last hit denies. YF is actually sitting at 8-for-2, so he's having a great time on the top lane. Panda is having 7-for-2, 8-for-2 now. The Morphling has 6-for-3, so the top lane is pretty much even. Bottom lane, however, we have Panda, who's really, getting the upper hand on this tri lane. He's getting most of the last hits, while Cho is not farming so well. He's only sitting at 5 last hits, but the fact that he's under his tower means that he's gonna be okay. He's gonna be able to catch up a bit. In the mid lane, we see that both of the players, Ferrari against Yao, are pretty evenly matched. Oh, and we see the Rubik is going to go on the Shadow Demon with a telekinesis, and TA is actually posing the game. So this is, we're gonna see how this is gonna end. But usually posing during the action is very not appreciated by any of the teams. So we're gonna have to see if Shadow Demon takes the fall here. Shadow Demon lands the destruction immediately, and that tells everyone on the IG side to back off. Actually, no, Xiao taking a decent amount of damage. Cho blinking away to avoid the stun from the Lina. And a bit of a Smirkish coming down, but Anti-Mage already using all his Tango charge. He has the poor man shield now, so he's gonna sit pretty confident against the Shadow Demon and the Lina harass. And what do we see for Tidehunter? He only has the level 1 in Anchor Smash, so no slow coming from the Tidehunter, which is quite surprising to me. The Anchor Smash, the good factor of the Anchor Smash, actually, oh, YF going very aggressively on the Morphling, and Morphling has the waveform, so he's gonna be okay. But that's surprising to me. YF almost killing the Morphling here. And in the mid lane, we have TA who has the bottle. Yao is going for a Exort build. So we're gonna have to take a look and make sure that not to miss any of those Sun Strikes. On the bottom lane, Joe is forced to use his Salve, so he's out of consumables. What about his allies? Tron still has two Tangos, and Faith is also having 2 Tangos, but I must say the fact that he leveled the Anchor Smash at level 1 is I mean, the reason why you might want to go for Anchor Smash is because it reduced 40% of the auto attack damage from the enemies when you hit them. And in the early levels, most of the damage will come from the right clicks, because the spells won't deal enough damage to bring someone down, and you're gonna deal a lot of damage through the right clicks during the slow or the stun from the Lina. So the Anchor Smash will help them survive, but the Gush on the other hand can land like a kill. And right now we see the Gush coming out at level 2 for Tidehunter. And the reason why he might go for Anchor Smash instead of Gush at level 1 is because he's feeling not confident at all, and he's feeling that they have the lower hand here in the exchange, which is quite the case right now. If we see the Panda, he's sitting at 21 for 4, whereas the Anti-Mage only 10 for 3. So he's really on the back foot here. He doesn't really know how to do this, and he's forced to play very defensively and not getting much last hits. So this bottom lane not working so well for IG, but right now no one dead yet, and so Invoker 1 level 1 class only, 3 level 1 Exort, so he's gonna have a lot of damage coming out from his right clicks. But so is Ferrari with his refraction, and Ferrari is going to go on Yao and deal a good amount of damage. Yao taking 1 right click, 2 right click, 3 right click, 4 right clicks, and I actually don't really know what Yao was thinking here. He just went down the cliff and went back up again and didn't do anything. So maybe a misclick here, especially since now Temple Assassin is just gonna go on him, and Yao has to be careful. He has 3 seconds left before he can invoke, and he has absolutely nothing to stop the TA right now. Yep, one last right click, and this was enough to bring down the invoker.
First blood. There's nothing more mysterious.
And TA getting this very well deserved first blood, but I must say I'm very surprised by the play coming from Yao here. You know, taking too much harass for really no reason, and I can only imagine that this is a misclick or a blink, lag. Now we see TA coming down on DD. The Sunstrike is gonna come down on Joe, and still taking a lot of damage. He's trying to run away. DD is trying to run away as well, but one last right click is gonna be enough. And now DDC in a bit of trouble, and TA is just sitting here and delivering. She does not care, and it looks like she's not afraid of those two. Xiao and DDC not able to scare the TA away. She was just sitting here and keeping the right clicks on the creeps and on the heroes. YOF now, he has the Soul Ring. He's looking for probably a how do we call it? This is the new boots. It's the Tranquil boots that will allow him to regen his HP. And why I have to be very careful now. Shadow Demon's gonna come in with a level 2 Soul Catcher on his tail. He's waiting for YF to use his surge, and he's still gonna pop it. Now the Sunstar's gonna land, and now YF, he's one waveform away from death, and he dies from the waveform. One kill for the Morphling. Yao, well, Ferrari not going on Yao here, even if he put down the Psionic Trap. And Yao here, he only has boots and nothing else, so he's not sitting so well. Now the Scion Trike is going to go on the bottom and on the top rune mark, so the Templar Assassin will know every time what rune where the rune pops and what rune it is, if she actually managed to watch it. And if we take a look at anti-mage, she's sitting only at 12 versus 5, so this is nowhere near the farm that you want to get on an anti-mage. He goes for the Tranquil Boots, which is the boots of choice when you're under a lot of pressure. It's the I want to stay on my lane and farm as much as possible without having to go back to heal. Yao taking a bit of damage from the Psionic Blade. Psy Blade, not Psionic Blade. And oh, a bit of misplay here. He popped the... actually, what happened here? Oh, Ferrari taking a bit of damage from the Cold Snap from the Invoker. And what you saw that just happened here is actually... when you press D, this R is a Psionic Trap, and D is normally the key for popping the nearest trap. So the thing is, he put down a trap here, but there was already a trap right next to her, so she used the shortcut and it popped the wrong trap. So Yao did not get slowed, and she couldn't land the harass on the Invoker. Now, if we take a look at the experience graph, it's around 0. Gold graph, it's 500 gold in advantage for LGD, but really nothing much at this point of the game. And Ferrari is so not going to do anything with this, but still we see Joe taking a bit of harass here. We have Brewmaster, he has an arcane boot, so he's going to be spamming those Thunderclap just well, and he's going to be fine with this. Level 1 only in Drunken Brawler. Usually we'll see the Pandas going for this build, which is max the Thunderclap 1 level in Drunken Brawler to get the 10% dodge and crit, and then they're going to go for some stats, and after a while they're going to get the Drunken Case. YF again is going to get caught off by DD here, and the Sunstrike is going to land, and Stellar is going to miss his waveform. So YF escaping here with his life. Disruption into the Sunstrike, into the Mist waveform. So now Yao again is going to take a lot of harassment coming from TA, and TA might just be able to pick that one off, and yes, she does.
I believe, Invoker, you must have...
And let's take a look at the items 9 minutes in. We have Joe with the Poorman Shield and the Tranquil Boots, as well as 1.1k gold, so he's sitting pretty okay considering the early game that he had. Templar Assassin has the face boots and almost has... she's probably going to look for a kill here. And his Panda level 6, he's level 5, so if he pops level 6, he might survive. But right now he's in a lot of trouble. He will go down to the combined power of Ferrari, Joe, Faith, and Rubik. Tidehunter, a very good pick with the Templar Assassin due to the fact that his Gush actually reduced the armor of the enemy, and the Mailed also reduced the armor, so it's gonna stack up the armor reduction. And I was looking at the items. We have TA with the face boots and the bottle, the DD bottle, with almost his dagger up. He's only 500 gold away from it. We have Tidehunter sitting with pretty much nothing as a support Tidehunter. He's popping down sentries and wards everywhere. Darkseer has the Tranquil Boots as well as Soul Ring now, and Rubik is sitting with a normal boot and a magic wand. On the other side we have Brewmaster now with the Arcane Boost and the Magic Stick. The Morphling has the Power Tread and the Bottle, and 800 gold plus the Wraithband. He can go for the Ring of Aquila if he wants to make it, but apparently in those last few games, Morphling never finishes the Ring of Aquila. Instead, they only make up either the Ring of Vasilius or the Wraithband, but not finishing the Ring of Aquila. Ring of Aquila, a very, very good item, but the thing is, if you go for the Ring of Aquila, that means you're actually delaying your core items. So that is why sometimes you see Morphlings not going for the Ring of Aquila, even though it's a good item for the Morphling. Invoker going straight for the Force Staff. He sees that he can't really run away from a Templar Assassin, with anything but a 4-stat, so he's gonna rush for it. And again, has to be very careful. Oh, TA is gonna just take the Force Spirit from the Invoker. And Shadow Demon, Boots, and Magic Stick, nothing else. Lina probably was sitting the same thing, the Magic Sticks as well as the Boots. And they're using a smoke here. Brewmaster now level 6, so they're gonna look for a kill probably on the mid lane, but TA has already gone. And this will be a wasted smoke if they can't manage to find anyone. And meanwhile, the anti-mage is just happily farming on the bottom, and he's catching up his messed up early game. And now anti-mage, we see he's getting 1 level in everything and 2 level in stats, I guess. He has 4, yes, that means 3 level in stat right now. And he's gonna be sitting quite okay. This is a good old farm anti-mage build where you go for a level in spell shield to gain 26% of resistance. And this is basically the first point is the most important point. And after this is only add 8% per level. So anti-mage is going to look at a added stats with the bonus. And Ferrari actually going on Yao, and she has to be careful. The TP support are coming in, everyone's coming in, and Xiao, are they going to be able to catch her? Nope. It looks like she's just going to be running away, and she has a haste in her bottle anyway. So if anything happens, she can still run away pretty fast. And we see now that Ferrari has his this Bling Dagger, so 13 minutes in. The LGD side will have to be very careful about this. Anti-mage now has a Ring of Health. He can buy the Perseverance if that's what he wants to go for the Battle Fury. Morphling now has a Ogre Club, so he's going for a very fast BKB, which is very surprising. What else could he buy with the Ogre Axe? Let's check out. He can buy... Ooh, sorry, I actually missed the Invoker going down again in the mid lane to the TA. So, yeah, Aghanim Scepter, no way the Morphling is going to go for it. Black King Bar, probably the thing, and Ascend, it's probably not the... I don't see why the Morphling would have wanted Ascend. Now DD is going to show himself, but Joe is blinking away already. He has 8 seconds on this blink, so he has to be careful not to get caught up during those seconds of cooldown. And now we see a teleport coming in the mid lane. Xiao taking enormous amount of damage. This was one right click, and he doesn't even manage to land up his ultimate before dying. The vacuum from YRF, very good timing here, because when you're actually vacuumed, it takes like 0.3 seconds to go from the... Oh, actually DD is also in a lot of trouble. The disruption is going to land, the stun is going to miss, and now Ferrari is just going to blink away and run out. And she has the haste rune, so she's going to be just fine. I was saying the vacuum from the Darkseer takes 0.3 seconds for you to go from anywhere to the center, and during those 0.3 seconds you're disabled. It's like a Ministun, and this Ministun was all it took to prevent the Panda from ulting. So we saw how much damage came from the TA. Just blinking in, melding, and using one strike with refraction took away 50% of the Panda's health. And Panda, he's not squishy by any means. He didn't go for any HP items, but still Panda is a straight hero, and he's sitting with 43 strength. So that's almost 1k health. And you just see that if the TA can do that much damage to a Panda, just imagine how much damage she can deal to a Shadow Demon or a Lina that is a support without any items. Now the smoke is going to pop, and they're looking to get someone on a bottom lane. Maybe Joe, and Joe is going to be hard to get, but Rubik as well is sitting around, and Rubik is being very careful. Now Joe is probably going to get caught off here. The thing is, will he be able to blink out in time? He's going to blink, but the Shadow Demon is going to land up his disruption, and everything's going to pop. And now Lina, 1 click, 2 click, and this is all it needs. Now a very good ultimate from the Tidehunter. Oh, the vacuum sucking everyone in. Ferrari taking a decent amount of damage, and she's forced to use the meld to stay in the invisibility. And now she's running away for dear life, and she's gonna get stunned. Ferrari is gonna go down to the Morphling wave, and Morphling now in a lot of trouble. He's gonna use his replicate to move away. Who else just did it? Just died here. Brewmaster, he's dead, and Morphling actually, Morphling, he's still here, so he did not use his replicate. It was just a disruption probably landing on him, and I didn't notice it. So now Joe is looking for the stragglers. probably going to look to land a very good ultimate. Mana Void is not gonna pop. Now DDC is gonna go get killed, but oh, the anti-mage actually falls from the combined disables of, actually not combined, but just the cold snap, which is something that's so annoying to play against, because it cancel all your movement, and it really screw up your actions when you are in cold snap form. So right now the exchange was 9-4, so how many guys died in this exchange? I didn't really follow. So TA killed the Invoker, no. Brewmasters killed, nope. TA killed Itaru, no. It was here. So Rubik killed the Lina very quickly into the fight. Then we had the Morphling killing the Anti-Mage. Brewmaster going down to the Darkseer. We had Lina getting killed by the... Darkseer getting killed by the Lina. And Anti-Mage being killed by the Invoker. No, Lina getting killed by the Darkseer, sorry. So 3-4-2. And still a very good exchange for IG, I guess. But actually I can't really say that. I say good exchange because it's 3-4-2, but we have to see who got killed. Who got killed is actually the anti-mage, and he got killed twice. So he's gonna be set back very, very badly. And TA also going down, which is a huge blunder for them, because TA is one of those heroes who will give a lot of experience, and I'm surprised how come I can't really see the TA getting killed here? That's surprising to me. I can't see it. So Brewmaster now leveling 1 level in Drunken Haze, and this is going to be helping a lot against Templar Assassin, because she relies on the right click to deal the damage, and with the Drunken Haze, that means she's going to miss at least 50% of her attacks, and she's going to probably be forced to go for an MKB if she wants to just if she wants to dispel this Drunken Haze. Either she's going to have to go for the BKB or for an MKB. MKB denying every it's MKB make it so you can't miss your attacks. So evasion not gonna work, the miss chance not gonna work, and IG is gonna look to get this tower here, and I'm pretty sure LGD is not even going to try and defend this. Joe in the meantime, he's trying to farm up his Battle Fury, but those 2 deaths really set him back. And now he's sitting at 900 away only from, actually only 600 away from his Battle Fury. So he's sitting quite close to it, but it's almost 20 minutes and he has nothing else than the Battle Fury. He's going to be a pretty raw anti-mage, and you just saw that a raw anti-mage, he's dying very quickly. Ferrari already popping the refraction, and now he's gonna blink in. The Panda actually used the ultimate just before, and the disruption is gonna land on Lina, saving her. Now we see Faith running in, and he's probably looking to use the ultimate, but he decides that it's not worth it. Everyone already spread out. YF is gonna run away, and that is a used Storm ultimate for not Storm. The Brewmaster used his ultimate for actually pretty much nothing, because no one else used the ultimate. So now the Panda ultimate's down, and they're gonna look very confident IG for pushing the towers.
Radiant's top tower is
now the top tower is under attack from the Morphling, but still right now, they're going in, and the Invoker's going to die so quickly to the combined damage of IG, and the mechanism is up on the Darkseer, and who has the pipe? The Tyranitar has the pipe, so they're going to be able to siege up the towers with the help of the Arcane Boost on Rubik. And Darkseer's gonna find DD, and DD, 1 click, 2 clicks, and he's gonna go down. The stun landing on everyone, but Xiao is in a lot of trouble right now. He got, the ultimate's gonna pop, and only for the Brewmaster, but Brewmaster's gonna die for this. And the Light Strike Array not being able to save the Brewmaster here. Lina, the only one not dying in this exchange. In 12-4, again, we see a very good, actually it's Morphling not dying as well, because he wasn't here, and he has the BKB, so he's gonna look to go into the fight and deal a lot of damage. But the problem is, BKB, man, is not gonna save you from the Templar Assassin's burst, because the damage from the TA is physical, and there's nothing that will prevent this with the BKB. Now we see the ward gonna get popped down here, but there's a sentry from the Dire side, so whenever they want, they will be able to deny this observer ward. And this kind of ward is prepping up for Roshan. Next time they actually get this tower, or they get some kills in the mid lane, they can either decide to push in or go for Roshan while the enemies respawn. So let's take a look at the items. Anti-Mage with a very raw Battle Fury. We just saw how easy it's to bring it is to bring an anti-mage which has no items except for Battle Fury. He just dies in an instant, and we may see that again. DD is gonna land the disruption. The Sunshine is gonna land, as well as everything. Light Strike Array with the Dragon Salve and the clap from the Brewmaster, not even needing the Laguna Blade here. So we see, although he has a spell shield, the anti-mage not being able to do much. Siller actually going one-on-one on the Darks here, and now he's forced to back off because he's not really sure where the TA is. And she's in the mid lane. She now has a BKB as well, so she's gonna look even stronger here to do damage, because she can just blink in and now dish out damage without fearing the disables. Rubik has a lot of items on his courier flying up to him. All those items are for Rubik. He almost has his 4-staff. He only has to buy a quarterstaff now to get it. And ooh, DD has to be very careful. He's going to be able to teleport away. And YF now has the cloak, and he has the oh, I always forget this name. The cloak, showing shop. It's the Hood of Defiance. Yes, the Hood of Defiance. He can buy it if he wants, and that means he's gonna look. Yes, he has it now, and he's 1.6k away from a pipe. And when they have mechanism and pipe, they're gonna look very, very eager to go on the high ground and get those barracks. YF, it's not even like they are gonna lose late game, because they have an anti-mage, plus they have a Darkseer. Those are two very, very good late game heroes. Darkseer due to the fact that the wall scale with the enemies. So Morphling, one of the best heroes to have in your wall, because the illusion, I remind everyone, the illusion deals the base damage of the hero, the enemy hero that got duplicated. And that means all the damage in green, I think. I'm sorry, I'm partly colorblind, so I don't know if it's green or yellow. So Smokey's gonna get popped here by IG. And I was saying this yellow damage is not gonna be added to the illusions. It's only stats that's gonna count. And Morphling is one of those heroes who only realized that. And now Xiao 8 is gonna get caught up, and he's not even have the he doesn't even have the time to do anything. Now Ferrari is gonna get disrupted, but now the Faith is gonna use his ultimate, and that means DDC is gonna go down.
My fire's
and DD is actually getting slowed here, and Ferrari might even look for the dive. No, she isn't. So I was saying, you see here it's plus 128. Those are damage that won't go onto the illusion. However, the Morphling, all his damage comes from his base stats. It's 137 base damage. So it means that the illusion from the Morphling are really going to do a lot of damage. Now the Sentra is going to scout out Faith, and Roshan is getting demolished by the anti-mage plus the Templar Assassin and the reduced armor from her. Armor reduced by 8, so he's sitting at -5 armor in total. And there we go. TA actually getting the... Oh, Xiaowei trying to seal up the Aegis, but not being able to. He's forced to pop up his ultimate, and TA is just gonna teleport away, no problem here. Pop him the BKB, and I mean, they could have... I think they could have fought, because even if Faith didn't have his ultimate, everyone was full HP. And you know, with this much advantage that they had, they could have really done something. But you know, Chinese team playing it very safe, and I must say this is a real display of you know, of patience and of strategy. They're playing very, very slowly and very meticulously. They want to only win, and oh, very good vacuum, taking 3 into the wall, and now this is an instant death for Lina and Shadow Demon. Xiao 8, he has no ultimate, so he's gonna be incapable to run away. Yao is going to be able to TP away. And now Morphling actually taking the bottom tower, doing as much damage as he can, getting as much gold as he can, because he's pretty much the only hope right now of the LGD side. If he gets farmed up, he might be able to achieve something, but as of now, the TA is just wrecking everyone. Blinking in, and with the Darkseer vacuum, with the side blade, you know, spilling the damage. Because I didn't talk about this, but TA, she deals a lot of burst damage, but she also deals a... Ooh, Siller has to be very careful here. He's going to waveform away, and they're not going to try and chase. I was saying the side blade from Templar Artisan, how does it work for those who don't know? When you strike a unit, the unit right behind in the line from TA to the unit to behind, they will be dealt the exact same damage. That means if you hit, for example, an illusion that takes 300% damage, the real unit behind the real hero will take the 300% added damage. So this is why TA is really powerful against heroes like for example, the Phantom Lancer or the Naga Siren. All those heroes who have the illusions, the TA might deal enormous damage to them. So TA now even going for a Chrysalis, so saying screw that, I'm going full on damage, not gonna go for MKB. She's gonna disregard the the Drunken Haze from Panda. Panda using his blink to go in, and that means he has no blink to go out, and Panda is gonna go down to 1 click, 2 clicks, and the ultimate from Faith is gonna get popped. DDC is on the run, but he cannot escape. So again, Faith using his ultimate to get 2. And right now, this means that, yeah, the Lina and the Panda, they both can't really buy back. So, oh, actually, Panda can buy back. He's so low on levels compared to the Radiant side that, yeah, 13, 16, 12, 15, 10, and on the other side, 10, 14, 11, 9, 9. So he is so low on level that he can actually buy back if he wants to. But I doubt he wants to. Oh, right now he has the Primal Split, but he's only 5 seconds away from the respawn. And that means the top tower is probably going to go down. Yes, he is. It is. Now Anti-Mage going for a Vitality booster, probably going to look for the Vanguard or the Heart directly. Faith has the Blink Dagger as well as the Urn of Shadow. Chuan has the Force Staff. Joe is going to teleport bottom to keep farming. And Darkseer has the Pipe as well as the Mechanism, so nothing's going to stop this team right now. What about the other side? LGD, Lina has nothing except for a 1 and an Urn of Shadow. DD sitting very naked with wards. The Invoker only managed to get the Power Tread and the Force Staff, and Xiaoi, he is sitting with the Blink Dagger and the Arcane Boots. Now, Siller is the hope of the team, and he almost has his Menta, if that's what he wants to do. This is a Menta with a BKB and a Power Tread, so that means the damage coming from the Morphling isn't going to be that huge. He's going to be able to dish out pretty amount of damage, but he's probably looking for more survival items, because BKB is for surviving. The Yasha into the Mental Stall, it's also to survive better, because when you use the Mental Stall, it takes away all the debuffs. Now, Lina trying to build the mechanism as quickly as possible, and this is a good item to go for the Buckler first. Why is this? Is because it adds bonus armor, and when you pop it, it gives 2 armor to everyone on your team that is near you, and armor is needed right now, because with the Tidehunter Gush, with the TA, the melt from the TA and the right clicks from the Anti-Mage, those are all physical damage, and physical damage get reduced by armor, of course. So they really need this extra armor. I'm actually surprised that no one in IG side is going for a Vladimir offering, because they're so much ahead right now that they might even want to force the fights with the mechanism and the Pipe of Insight. Plus, the TA now has the Aegis of the Immortal, but they're playing very safe, as I said. They don't want to brute force it. Those are a Chinese team. They don't want it to make any mistake. We see the graph; it's only going top and up and up and up and up, and they don't want to make a mistake that makes them going down again. And this is not a type of play for the Chinese. And let's see, the Morphling actually teleported away, and he's still trying to farm his ass off. He's going to be able to. Now he has 900 gold sitting in his bank account. I'm wondering if he's gonna keep money for buyback, or if he's gonna go all in, which at this point wouldn't surprise me, since they're so far behind. They are actually more than 50k experience behind and more than 12k gold behind, and they have lost almost all the auto towers, whereas the Radiant side only lost 2 auto towers. So that means all this area here is under control from the Radiant, from the Radiant. They have 1 ward here, so they know anyone who wants to come and farm in the jungle. And that means IG, they can really starve the LGD side, like we saw in many of the Chinese games. What they do is they just starve them out, and they don't take any chance. They keep the advantage going again and again and again and again. And when one guy makes a mistake and he gets killed, it's game over. They go in and they finish the game.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So LGD has to be very careful about not making that one mistake, but it also gives them time to get some more items. We see Yao now has the ultimate orb, and oh, actually Rubik has to relog. No, Templar has to relog, and this means also that Lina is going to try to make her mechanism as quickly as possible. She has the headrest now, and she's only 900 gold away from it. And once she has it, it might not look like much. 250 AoE heal. As long as it's not a power problem, you can. Why is this? This is because in the game was delayed. This game, LGD versus IG, was postponed one day, I think, because one of those two teams actually had the power outage. So this is a bit of a, a bit of a inside joke for Gosugamers here. And I was saying, once the Lina has the mechanism, it might not look like much, the 250 AoE heal, but it adds 5 armor to everyone, plus it heals up, and this little burst of heal is sometimes the only thing that keeps you from, from death. And it also screws up the enemy, because most often, very good players will know which blow is going to land the killing blow. So they're just going to right-click and then turn back and go for another target. And if you pop the mechanism at its exact right moment when the enemy turns his back because he knows this last click will kill you, you're gonna be saved, and the enemy might even bug out for a moment and turn back to try and kill you, and losing precious time. So mechanism, a very important item. Even if you're 30 minutes into the game, mechanism is never useless. Always keep this in mind. If you support, even if your team is getting crushed, demolished, pipe, mechanism, those two items, they are key items. If you can't get them, go get them. You need one per team. It's vital. Now Brewmaster is going to go for, I probably think, the most cost-efficient items that he can get, which is the Vladimir offering, which will also add 5 armor to everyone on his team. And combined with the mechanism, that will be plus 10 armor, which is not something to scoff at, because plus 10 armor is actually excellent against heroes like TA or the anti-mage. And anti-mage, level 17, only 1 level mana break, so only now he's leveling the mana break. So until now he was being very careful, not leveling it. And yeah, are they actually quite confident enough to go out of their base? It looks like it. In the meantime, as I said, IG are just farming up their jungle. So IG are farming the dire jungle from LGD, and it's just starving them out. Tidehunter has the Gem of True Sight, so he can counter ward pretty much anything he sees. So this is really destroying the map control of LGD. And right now we see LGD, they can just farm up a bit of creeps here and then go back to the base and wait. And in the meantime, while they are waiting, TA is farming, we have Anti-Mage that's farming, and thankfully Solar is also farming. So he's farming with the replicates. The fact that he still has 8 seconds to teleport away, and he's just gonna do this. Now he's teleporting back to base. And there's pretty much no way you can kill a Morphling straight down when he has his replicate on, except if you chain disable him perfectly. And right now we only have Rubik with a disable and Tidehunter with his ultimate. Now Anti-Mage also has his mental style as well, and he's going to look at the bottom lane to unpush, and that means IG probably not going to look to push down this mid lane Rax, because without their Anti-Mage, this is something they don't want to do. Now Anti-Mage sending his own illusion in the jungle. Sorry, to get some more creep kills. And this is what Anti-Mage can do, and this is why Anti-Mage before this. Now, Anti-Mage, he was a very good carry, and he's still a very good carry. He can blink. Basically when he has the Battle Fury, he can just farm so much. He blinks in the jungle, he gets the creeps, and then he goes back on the lane. Ooh, Morphling has to be careful. He already used his waveform, and he actually has the replicate, and he's gonna pop it immediately, not taking any chances here. And that means he has 40 seconds without a replicate now. And I was saying, Anti-Mage, I saw some people on Reddit complain that Anti-Mage, we see him all the time, and it's actually not true anymore. In the month of July, Anti-Mage was only picked 11 times. 11 times is nothing. Even Wisp was picked 13 times, so Wisp was picked more often than the Anti-Mage. Rubik was picked more often than the Anti-Mage. Hell, Klinks was picked more often than the Anti-Mage. Even Kunkka was picked more often than the Anti-Mage. Kunkka was picked 15 times, whereas Anti-Mage only picked 11 times. And now they're just gonna destroy Roshan once again. And Templar Assassin is already looking to get the Aegis of the Immortal. And she has the Daedalus now, so she's going to be able to one-shot anyone with the crit. not anyone, but probably Lina or a Shadow Demon. Rubik now has Arcane Boots, Force Staff, Bracer, and he has 2k gold, so he might look for a Drum of Endurance if he wants to boost up his allies. The Darkseer is sitting 600 gold away only from his Shiva, and with the Shivas, it's going to, reduce the armor from the damage from the pandas and from the Morphling by a lot, because Morphling is relying most on his right clicks to deal damage right now, because he didn't go for the shotgun build, and Brewmaster, his Brewlings deal physical damage. They are right clicking down the enemy. So what does the Shiva Guards do? The Shiva Guard actually, oh, he has it, so it gives 15 armor to Darkseer, but it also adds up, it reduces the enemy's attack speed by 25%. And when you pop it, it reduces the movement speed by 40%. So it will be a very good team fight item. Right now IG is still farming up, and those last few minutes, as I said, it's still going on and on and on about getting more control from for IG. And if you take a look at the experience graph, it's still going up. See, so sometimes when you have the advantage but you're not sure you can finish it, there's no need to rush in, except if you have like a team like that's only early heroes like Chen and Enchantress, plus I don't know, like Enigma and a Darkseer and for example a Tidehunter. Like, you have no carry. I don't even know why you would want to do this, but if you have this, you pretty much have to do something to avoid getting out farmed and out carried at the end, because the carry can still move out of control with the farm. But if you have the advantage in the late game as well, lane wise, if you're not behind in your lane composition, in your team composition, there's no need to press the matter. Make it played slow, and Anti-Mage now has the Heart of Tarrasque, so they pretty much have all the items they need to go in. So we're gonna take a look. Ferrari, does he want to go in? Doesn't look like it. And Xiao already taking a good amount of damage. 1, 2, 3 clicks. 3 clicks and he's gonna get disrupted. Now a bit of damage coming up on 437 on Ferrari here. And Ferrari is gonna destroy the Anti-Mage illusion. So right now the Morphling has no replicate anymore, so he does not have this avenue of escape if he wants to flee from the battle. Morphling with 250 damage per hit, he has a Butterfly, so he's looking for this evasion to counter a bit the Anti-Mage and Templar Assassin. TA is gonna get jumped on, but no damage gonna get dealt to TA. And in the meantime, Joe is just farming on top lane, and with the Heart of Taurus, he can just stay there. He's healed at 60 HP per second when he's not taking any damage. So a few seconds and that. Oh, DD is gonna get popped on TA, and that means they're probably going to look to go in. Is the pipe gonna pop? YF still not popping the pipe, and now Ferrari missing all his hits due to the Drunken Haze. Yao force-staffing himself in. Not gonna catch anyone with the vacuum, and it's still sieging up. So little by little, they're trying to get down the towers. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, the lane is pushing. So I'm surprised that they still don't commit on this. They are very, very careful, even too careful in my opinion. But it's a semifinals. You're 2 wins away from getting the from getting into the finals, so I can understand that they don't want to play risky. Rubik stealing the Foil Spirit, and that means the Rubik is going to be able to siege up the tower, and they're gonna, no, Shadow Demon is actually going to deny it, and now they're gonna blink in, but very, very good Echo Slam, not Echo Slam, Deafening Blast, and disable everyone. The pipe is gonna get popped, and Ferrari is sitting in the middle, not knowing what to do. Panda is already almost out of his ultimate. The Rubik is gonna get the Lina, and the Invoker is gonna go down to the Tidehunter, and now DD is gonna take a lot of damage from the Anti-Mage. Never mind, Stellar also taking a lot of damage. Ferrari killing the Panda when he comes out of ultimate. Yao bought back, but will this be enough? They're probably going to lose this middle racks. The first middle racks goes down, and that means the top racks are in danger. The tower is getting pounded on by the Anti-Mage, who has a Heart of Tarrasque, so he doesn't care. Now Yao taking a lot of damage. He's gonna go down probably. Ferrari's going to go. Oh, Ferrari on Siller, so much damage, and now the side blade killing the Shadow Demon, and now Yao also going to go down. No, Yao. Oh, yes, he is gonna go down. This refraction is gonna save Ferrari, and GG is gonna get called already. So disconnection from all of the LGD side, and first game is going to go for IG. So IG, very good game here. Again, we see a very strong display of skill from Chinese teams, going slowly and smothering their enemy down to their defeat. The enemy couldn't do anything. So I hope you enjoyed this cast, and I'll see you guys for the next game of IG versus LGD.